So with this change in hormone, a lot of women, myself included, when prior we had cysts in the breast, then our cholesterol start to go haywire, fatty liver issues and things like that. So all this became a problem when I did my medical, and insurance starts to say, oh, exemptions and oh, we don't want to cover you now.
20%. Means that the total claim in is 100%, but you are paying triple of the normal premium. So if you're willing to pay triple of the premium, why don't you insure a normal critical illness? Instead of cover 1 million, you up to 3 million. Insurance company, they are not a charity organization, they are a profit organization. So that's why when they look at the risk of the person, if the risk is too high or out of their coverage area, then they will apply exclusion. Or maybe they might apply loading, or even they decline the case.
Darren, can you just tell us what are the insurance that we, for middle-aged women especially, that we should consider, especially for health insurance? What are the things that we should look out for?
For health insurance, for middle-aged women, there are three things we need to focus on. The number one is medical insurance, because medical insurance is very important for us, because when we admitted to hospital, this insurance will settle the hospital bills. And as we know that nowadays, the bill in hospital is extremely expensive. Then the second one is a critical illness. Because of critical illness and medical insurance, they are different. Medical insurance, who is the beneficiary? Actually, it's hospital and doctor. Because we pay the money, they are the beneficiary, they are the person to receive the money. But who is the beneficiary for critical illness? Is our client, means that the insured themselves. Because when critical illness happen, for example, cancer, you bought 5 million. When this 5 million payout directly go to the customer account, then they can use this money to support their daily maintenance, to support their daily needs, and also settle their liabilities.
So, what is critical illness, especially for women? What are the what is considered critical illness?
In the current market, there are a few types of the critical illness available. So the most basic one and more practical one is the basic 45 critical illness. Previously we called 36 but now they add in another 9 illnesses become 45 illnesses. So I think this is the most basic and more practical coverage for all of us. Beside this one, they also came out another type of critical illness is called multi-critical illness. Multi-critical illness means that after you pay one lump sum, for example cancer, if other type of critical illness happen again, they will pay another lump sum. This type of plan is called multi-critical illness plan. But in my opinion, I personally don't really recommend. Because why? For multi-critical illness, the cost is extremely high, very expensive, and not so practical. Because based on the historical statistic, how many people are so lucky, the illness happened once, then continue another one, and they have very, they have certain restriction on the claim. For example, for the first cancer, after claim, then need to wait until certain years later, then another cancer happen, only can claim.
Also, there's a period that you cannot claim, right?
And also they categorize the critical illness under 6 categories. So after you claim the first category, maybe the first category got 6 or 7 illnesses, then the same category illness in near future, although it called multi-critical illness, but you cannot claim. Because the first category finished, you only can claim for the other category. So there are so many restrictions, and the price is very expensive though. So I personally, I don't really encourage. Then another type of critical illness in the market is called 180 type of illnesses. Yes, this one they cut and paste from a Hong Kong product honestly tell you. Because I also have overseas client and exposed to international product. So under this 180 illnesses, it sounds good. And then a little bit, they will say that I can claim for you 30%, 60%, then very easy to access for claim. But issue is the premium is very, very expensive. And if you total up the total claim, maximum you can claim is 100% only. For example, let's say you bought 1 million critical illness. Let's say early stage cancer, we call carcinoma in situ. They only pay you 30%. Then later stage got another illness like kidney failure. How much they pay you? The balance 70%. Means that the total claim at in is 100%, but you are paying a triple of the normal premium. So if you're willing to pay triple of the premium, why don't you insure a normal critical illness? Instead of cover 1 million, you up to 3 million.
Okay.
So immediately you get all the money and you can manage your life.
Right. Okay. We have a question for women in general, especially those who are going through that menopause and hormonal changes. So with this change in hormone, a lot of women, myself included, when prior we had cysts in the breast, then our cholesterol start to go haywire, fatty liver issues and things like that. So all this became a problem when I did my medical, and insurance starts to say, oh, exemptions and, oh, we don't want to cover you. Now, how educate us as to how we can protect ourselves, because this is beyond our control. Our hormone is doing things that we don't like, but we need the insurance coverage.
Okay, regarding this question, this one is related to underwriting.
Yes, I understand.
Because in insurance, we have two types of underwriting. One type is called financial underwriting.
Okay.
And then another type is medical underwriting. So, Karen, just now you mentioned one is related to medical underwriting.
Right.
For medical underwriting, insurance, they have their own standard of procedure or their own benchmark. Because insurance company, I'm very straightforward, you don't mind. Insurance company, they are not a charity organization, they are a profit organization. So that's why when they look at the risk of the person, if the risk is too high or out of their coverage area, then they will apply exclusion. Or maybe they might apply loading, or even they decline the case. But doesn't mean that there's totally no hope. Okay. Why I say that? This is my own experience. In my company, let's say for normal case, very hard to get approved one. If you become our company VIP customer, then there's a possibility to get approved. So what do we mean VIP customer? Means that your regular premium in insurance company is more than 200,000 every year.
200,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have few cases, it's like that because as a collateral, because they are doing business. So for normal risk, this kind of risk, they will decline because the risk is too high for them to pay out the claim. But if you are the VIP customer of the company, they might consider.
Might,
yes. Yes, might. Because why? Depends on the risk assessment also. Okay,
let's go back down to basic. Given that, let's say we don't have any coverage right now, or finance is, as you know, market is very soft. What is the basic entry so that we have at least our basic coverage?
There are two types of product for everybody must have it during our lifetime. One is a medical insurance, because we don't want to spend our previous saving pay the hospital. We want to transfer out the risk. Then the second one is a personal accident. Personal accident plan, PA. Because PA, the premium is very cheap, but the coverage is very huge. Okay, what do we mean PA? As long as the incident is not related to illness, not related to virus, and you don't expect it happen and it happened, it's called accident.
Everyone knows what is PA, right? Okay.
Will cover for everybody, even though that with the existing conditions.
Yes. PA will cover pre-existing. They will accept the person with medical history, but PA itself is an accident, so it's not related to the pre-existing condition.
Nothing to do with in illness. That's why. Okay.
Rewards of trigger. Let's say the vaccine.
Oh, okay. Understand. I give you a one real life example. Many years ago, I have personally handled one death claim. Actually, this is not my direct customer.
Right.
This old man is my friend father. Okay, so many years ago, this old man bought the PA policy for 200,000. After that, this old man passed away due to fell down from the staircase.
Okay.
So under this situation, we look at the surface. Fell down is considered accident. Am I right?
Yes.
So suppose insurance company need to pay 200,000, but at the end the whole case declined. Why decline? Because for accident case, they need to do post-mortem.
Okay.
So when they do the post-mortem, doctor diagnosed that this person actually is due to heart attack and caused him fell down. So what is the original cause? The original cause is heart attack and caused him fell down. The fell down is the consequences. So that's why under such situation, the claim decline.
Yeah.
For Alzheimer case, they cannot under insurance.
Even PA cannot.
No, cannot. Cannot.
I think if you look up Alzheimer after insurance, sorry.
Yeah, because I think in general, there's so many exemptions.
Yes.
So that's the frustration. I'm sounding out frustration that I feel as a consumer as well. Not it's just that like the recent medical insurance that suddenly jack up 30%, and then we are like, oh my god, everyone was making noise. We used to pay 7,000, suddenly we're paying almost 9,000 or something. That's a lot of money. And how can you teach us, like, remember you said about certain PM category and all that, what should we look out for? What is the minimum we can say, okay, we want to save, should we take away riders? What are the things that we should look out for so that we still cover, we need it, but protect our finances as well?
Oh, okay, understand. I think, Francois, the question is related to the guarantee renewal issue, right? Am I right? Just now you mentioned.
It's in like they are already covered. And then 20 years down the line, got mentioned.
Yeah.
And then what does it mean that we are just not covered anymore?
Okay. Good question. This one is related to the sharing that day when Karen and I discussed about it. Because under Malaysia, we have two big organizations. One is called PIAM, and then another one is called LIAM. PIAM is they manage for general insurance company. The term and condition is totally different compared to LIAM. LIAM is under life insurance company. For example, like AIA, Prudential, Great Eastern, Hong Leong, they are under LIAM category.
Yeah.
Then for Tokyo Marine, for general side or AXA, AIG, they are under PIAM category. So the term and condition of the policy are different. So for PIAM policy, they subject to yearly renewal. Means that every year when you come to renewal, the insurance company has the right not to renew.
Not to renew.
Or re-underwrite again. But for LIAM company, they don't have this issue. Because when you buy the policy, they base on your entry age and the entry time. So same issue happened 20 years later. If the person got certain illness, and then let's say, for example, Alzheimer, under the LIAM policy, they still insure you. You still can continue policy.
So you need to make sure your policy is under YAM, which is better because it will cover you.
Yes.
And not the PIAM one. So this one was, for me, was a bit like a revelation. I did not know. So look into that. And also things like the other one is never believe the agents, especially if they tell you don't need to declare too many things. Be very, very careful because insurance company have the right to go into your medical history through the hospitals.
Yes.
Without us knowing.
Because when you apply the policy, actually
all the little tiny lines that we don't see, we signed off without our knowledge.
Under the application, actually they have the clause you already signed in order to apply policy. But under that clause, insurance company has absolute right to access the medical history from lab, hospital, clinic.
Yeah. So be very mindful, especially because a lot of these agents, because they want your policy, they want you to pay, then they'll say, no problem, you got this, I will come in for you. So you go and not knowing, thinking you have bypassed the regulation, and then you go on paying for 10 years, 20 years. Then when the time you actually need it, they have every right to refuse because they say you didn't declare honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with this PIAM and LIAM, how do you spell that in the percentage?
Yeah, exactly right.
And LIAM and PIAM.
For life.
Also medical.
Because they belongs to for example, LIAM, they are controlling the life insurance company. PIAM, they are controlling general insurance company. So it depends on your insurer. They belongs to which category.
You have to ask, I suppose.
The easiest way, asking agent. asking the servicing agent.
Yeah.
Better for individual policy, strongly suggest to choose Liam. But
Yeah.
for general, you choose Piam.
General is
Like marine insurance, cargo insurance, fire insurance,
House,
yes.
that kind.
medical is
Yeah.
under
Liam, yes.
yeah, automatically goes under the
Yes, better.
So be mindful.
White life, yeah.
No, not necessary. Not necessary. So you have, yeah. That
life and medical better together, yeah.
Yes.
yes,
Right?
yes,
That's all like cargo fire.
yeah.
Yes.
The other one. Yeah.
Because general insurance, they are focused on general product.
And they have the right not to renew you when you actually need it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, they tell you when you reach 70, they're not going to renew. Let's face it, at 70, that's exactly when we want our medical. So be very careful when you look through those terms and conditions.
Yeah. Because previously, many people might complain, insurer cheated public last time. Because, because they bought the policy. After that, for example, cancer. First year, they pay you. Then second year, when come to renewal, the insurance company give you a letter saying that they don't want to insure you anymore.
Yeah.
Because why? Because this type of company is under YAM. They have the right not to renew you.
That's for medical or
Medical. Medical.
Yeah.
Because this is due to their contract.
Yeah.
Nature of contract is.
Got someone who's way between
Uh,
here. So this old timers these days when they buy insurance.
Yeah.
Life expectancy was up to 8.
Yeah.
Now they
Yeah.
this person, they need is he allowed to buy another policy? He may live up to 100, we don't know.
Unfortunately, until today, the last entry age for medical insurance in Malaysia is age 70.
Yeah.
Means that before 70 years old, if you bought the medical insurance, you can continue to renew up to age 100.
But this
But-
was on 50 years ago when he was much younger.
Because last time you log in the old timer contract,
He's been renewing without paying. He's paying-
Yeah, but-
he's paying-
Yeah.
But he's been paying next year.
Which means
Interest companies-
they won't renew.
Yes. Because last time contract, the maximum age is 80 years old or 70 years old only.
So the reason I want to bring this out is, again, we all have elderly parents that so look into that, see how you can extend their policy. And there's a the cheaper version is to have a capped amount. So like so then the policy is much cheaper, and that way we can like collectively all your siblings can pay for your mom or dad, especially just before they hit the 70 mark. Otherwise you can't renew. It'll be a problem. It'll be a big problem.
Sorry, I can't hear.
Some of them current buy standalone medical insurance. So what happens? What's the difference? So let's say I buy life insurance with medical insurance as a rider.
Yeah.
I'm diagnosed. They will cash out the details. There's a life policy expire as well. It means everything comes together.
Understand. Means that the medical insurance attached under life policy, then medical as a rider. Am I right? Then another type of policy is only medical insurance standalone.
Yeah.
In my opinion, definitely medical insurance attached to life policy better. Okay, reason behind, because first of all, we need to look back for standalone medical insurance. Standalone medical insurance, number one, when you buy the policy, the premium might be cheaper. But when you get older, the premium will become extremely expensive. And besides this premium issue, that's another very dangerous factor. What happened? You've forgotten to renew the policy, or your credit card suddenly cannot go through, and you might forget. Then the whole policy will lapse. Am I right? After lapse the policy, you want to reinstate back the policy, the new underwriting reapply. What do we mean new underwriting? Maybe this policy you bought 20 years ago. Okay, after this policy lapse, you think that, oh, very simple, I just pay back the money, reinstate. Situation is not like that. After policy lapse, insurer, the underwriter will re-underwrite again, means that they will look at this past 20 years, do you have any medical history? If you have medical history, they have the absolute right not to renew your policy or apply loading or apply exclusion. So that time, you are totally under disadvantaged scenario. Now, also when come to older age, one day all of us will retire, am I right? If we don't have sufficient income to support the future premium, how to carry on the coverage? Because you don't have any cash value to support. Now, this situation, many people have no choice but to surrender the policy. And this is a crucial time.
That we need the policy.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Under another scenario, the medical insurance under life policy is called investment link. This is the best option. Because why? Medical under the life policy, number one, they have cash value. So in case one day you surrender the policy or you decided to change policy, at least you can get back something. And if same scenario happen, your credit card cannot go through or you've forgotten to renew, also no problem because inside got cash value to support your cost of insurance. So in case there's any claim, you still can claim. Why? Because your policy won't lapse. Because your policy is still valid. And also for budgeting, although medical insurance under investment link, initially the premium will be higher. Okay, but you still can do budgeting. You know that in future, you still pay the same premium unless all the insurer increase premium like recent scenario. Then this is a very different scenario. Other than that, medical under investment link is the best. So far, in my opinion, I never introduced stand-alone plan for my client.
Very good. Okay, let's talk a little bit about power of attorney, why that's important, especially how we can, in your experience, what are the things that we should look out for?
Okay. Power of attorney actually is very important because why? We're always looking for, we're talking about the will issue. Will means that after pass away, then it only apply, right? But what happened, we are still alive, but we become unsound mind. We cannot do decision anymore. Then this is a very serious issue. There is no any legal document can help us accept power of attorney. So power of attorney is a legal document to give the right for the donee, means that the beneficiary to run the daily operation to make the decision for yourself. For example, power of attorney, normally we have two areas to look for. Number one is financial area, and then another one is a medical area. Okay, for example, medical area, if the person suddenly collapse and kena coma, stay in hospital, the first question is, do we want to continue to save the person's life or just let go of the person? So who can make the decision? Nobody can make a decision because we don't have the right. Let's say we have the power of attorney, at least the person can make the decision for the patient. So this is one thing. Or the second thing, when it comes to financial, if the person is rich and then the person might have business, and then the family, the company depends on the person to continue survive. But suddenly this person collapses, kena stroke. Then kena stroke, the bank account, you cannot touch anything. The property you cannot sell. A lot of things you cannot do because why? Nobody can replace the person or represent the person to do decision and transaction. That's why a power of attorney apply.
Okay, so we're clear on that. And
the power of attorney is for the person. But okay, let's say you realize the father is sick, the next of kin, right?
No.
But this one hospital. So what do you need?
Hospital might apply this practice, but doesn't mean that other industry and other area allow you to do this. Okay, for example, let's say in hospital, the hospital might ask you whether you want to continue to save your father. Maybe this one can go through because hospital policy . But can you represent your father, go to his bank and withdraw the money to save his life? Cannot. Can you represent your father to do the business decision or wipe off the business or settle the liability? Cannot. A lot of restriction there. Yes.
But it's also like, let's say in the case of my parents, I have power of attorney. But if they have specifically told me that should they get into a state of coma, they do not want to be resuscitated. So I have to honor that wish that they've given, because why give that life when there's no quality of life? It doesn't make sense. So that is the reason. So, and I have seen quite a number of friends who their parents didn't give them that. And then it's like 6 years, 10 years of really bleeding because there's no way to access any, whether it's the business or the bank accounts and things like that.
Yeah. And there's an alternative solution, alternative only, not guaranteed one. You can approach the lawyer, apply to court, and then this person apply one must be the direct family member, means a children's spouse or parents, okay, to apply the guardianship. But whether the court approve or not approve is based on court decision. If the court agree to give you the guardianship, then the direct family member can do something to help the person to run the transaction, some sort like power of attorney. But the best way is prevention is better than cure. And since I'm from the insurance industry, I can add in another point to enhance everybody's knowledge. When it comes to this situation, actually insurance is one of the best tools to help the person. Why? Because if the person has 10 million in the bank, if the person collapses, nobody can touch the 10 million. But if the person has 10 million in the policy, can the policy money withdraw and pay to the family member to settle the daily expenses? Yes, can. Under which clause? Under the total permanent disabled clause after 6 months. So this is one of the tools we can use because I realized that so far in this 24 years in the industry, I realized that many people look at insurance, they just look at the protection perspective. Insurance is only for protection, but actually insurance is more than protection. It's how we use insurance as one of the tools to do tax planning and distribution too. Because when we come to tax planning,
it's exempted, isn't it?
Yes, and normally they have 3 actions: tax evasion, tax avoidance, but these 2 are illegal. So our government will involve, and then we might kena. Okay, then the best one is called tax planning. So when it comes to tax planning, insurance tool is one of the best tools. Yes. So this is why when we come to financial planning, we look at the whole scenario of the person and case-to-case basis.
Okay. So last bit is on will writing. Again, we believe in writing that so that there's anything can happen to us, and making sure that the rightful people gets what we want to give out. So what can you advise on that?
Okay. Karen, can you ask more specific questions so easier for me to answer?
the will writing, where can we write it? Can it be just us writing a letter and putting in the safe, as some people have said, or do we need specific lawyers, or who can we approach to write all this?
Understand. Actually, for will writing, anybody can write their own will, but whether the will can become valid or invalid is another issue. Because for a valid will, number one, you must have 2 witnesses. Okay. So if we write our own will, let's say we don't have the 2 witnesses, or we only have 1 witness, the will is considered invalid. And then sometimes when we draft the will, there are certain skill involved, certain experience involved. So for layman, how many of us really understand the legal structure? If something wrong from the legal structure part, then the whole will can also become invalid. So the best solution is looking for experienced and professional estate consultant. Then for the estate planning and will writing actually are 2 different things. Many people have confused regarding this one. They thought that will writing is equal to estate planning. Or I do will writing means that everything can solve. Answer is no. Because why? One of the very good example, do you know that will is subject to challenge? Anybody can challenge a will. Even brother, sister, sibling, children also can challenge the will. So when the will been challenged, the whole estate administration process will prolong, and then if the issue cannot solve, means that the asset forever frozen. So this is one thing. So another one is many people they also think that when I writing the will I should looking for lawyer.
Yeah.
Because lawyer
Correct.
are the person who understand legal aspect very well. Am I right? The good estate planning. Okay. Very straightforward. Lawyer is very good and they are the subject matter expert in legal point of view. When you come to legal things, they can advise you, no problem. But when you come to estate planning, they are not only involve legal perspective, because when it comes to estate planning, there are 4 very important points you need to slot in. Number 1 is a legal point of view. Number 2, accounting point of view. Number 3, investment point of view. And number 4, insurance point of view. Now, how many of the lawyer outside, when it comes to estate planning, they ask you to prepare balance sheet. Let's say you don't have your balance sheet, how to advise a person allocate the asset clearly and then efficiently. So this is a question. And when go through will, we always thought that the asset is distributed one time off. But now, do you want your beneficiary to receive the money in asset, or do you want them to receive in type of income? It's totally different management.
Right.
So if you want them to receive income, then through the estate plan, we need to build in another distribution system and give you the guarantee and perpetual income forever. Now, all these we involve financial experience. We involve skill.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that lawyer is not good. No, they are very good in legal perspective. But when it comes to estate planning, it's a totally different ballgame.
Any
So
questions?
it depends on what you want.
Any questions for Darren on the POA or will writing? No?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Thank you very
Okay,
much,
thank you.
Darren.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Now you mentioned it's not so lucky in a cancer or not twice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's say if you catch up, what's the chances of getting all this?
Not possible. Not possible. Not true. I can very firm to tell you not true. Because I have go through so many underwriting, and actually I personally not only working with underwriter, I also work with reinsurer. Reinsurer means that the insurance company behind the insurance company. So I understand the underwriting process.
Cannot do the they cannot do life insurance policy.
Cannot.
Now, let's say you have a rider, lifetime, if you have a life insurance, you have a rider to your critical illness and your medical, but your critical illness is cash out. So, but your medical, because you're not paid one.
Yes.
Can you increase the coverage for your hospitalization plan?
Cannot. Because why? Every time you want to increase coverage, you involve new underwriting. And new underwriting is based on the entry point.
So basically, you will get everything done before you are diagnosed.
Yes. Yes. But I got another successful case can share. For certain illness, we can appeal. I got one case, this lady 20 years ago diagnosed thyroid cancer. So after 20 years later, when I apply the medical insurance for her, approved. Yeah, 20 years. But before 20 years, she tried to apply many times, all failed. Because underwriting, they have the certain deadline period.
So far, all kinds of expenses, loans, lousy.
99% cannot, but 1% cannot. 1%. I got a few cases, I personally underwrite for them, have appealed successfully, but this take me very long time, almost 6 to 8 months time to appeal. And then we go through a lot of debate and discussion with the reinsurer. And also the minimum condition is you need to be VIP customer. Even they become VIP customer, doesn't mean that insurance company will guarantee want to cover you. Because they always compare the risk and the payout. Because why? As I mentioned, insurance company, they are the profit organization.
Yeah.
They are not charity organization. So that's why everything they come to underwriting they will look at the profit and loss issue.
Yeah. It's a business.
Yeah.
All right.
So am I answering your question?
Thank you.